Hello. Oh, that was a really long pause. I thought for a second that something broke, but I don't think it did. Hi, and welcome to this week's Videocast. It's episode 33. Can you believe it? And it's just me on my own. You'll notice that Tom is off for this festive period. He's probably playing Xbox right now. If I could put money on where he'd be, he's probably playing Xbox. Hey, Tom, if you're watching. So yeah, it's the final Videocast of this year, which is insane. I can't believe it. And I thought, we thought, as a big unconventional family that we are in the Microsoft training team, let's go out with a bang in unison. Let's reminisce like a family would do. Let's hop on the nostalgia train and let's talk about some cool things, such as music in video games. Isn't music amazing? Soundtracks, radio stations, in-game radio, just all the kind of music that you can have to make that gaming experience more immersive and that much better. Cool, Hayes. That's what we're going to talk about. And talking about family, touched on family. So let's reach out to the wider family and see who's watching right now in the chat. So I can see some people. And Wookie Webster's comment totally threw me off as he says, "Good evening, everyone." Let's get rid of this banner that's going off at the top because it's not. We don't need a banner right now. So yeah, hello, Wookie Webster. Good evening to you, even though it's not evening. Morning to Jimothy. Morning to Games Guru. Morning to anybody else that comes into the chat. Say hi and we'll shout you out. So yeah, here's me. I'm Hannah. Hello. Let's have a nice time. I've got some guests because I can't do this on my own. I need some guests. We need different opinions. We need to do quickfire questions and talk to a bunch of people. So I have 3 guests with me. I have 2 returning guests, 2 fan favorites, and 1 brand new guest for you today. And I'm super excited to introduce them and let's see how this goes. Okay, so I'm going to bring my first guest in and it is the glistening Jer. Hey, Jer.
It's just the fog and the reflection of the light. I'm not actually glistening. It's just it's an added effect from apparently it's the end of the world in Ireland.
It's just a really festive term though, isn't it? Glistening. You're a bit of a glistener.
King.
Are you not? There we go. Exactly.
I suppose so. I suppose I could be. How are you, Hannah?
Are you okay? I'm good. I'm really good. I'm really excited for this one. It's a bit different to the usual video cast format, so it's going to be fun, I think. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's my last ever stream.
It's Jer's last ever live stream, everybody. Make sure that everybody sends love to Jer in the chat and I will read it out. We will put it on the screen. How you feeling?
Bye-bye. Not as emotional. Bye-bye. I'm just gonna go. Not as emotional as it was last week. I was very emotional last week. So yeah, I'm excited. We've got some new stuff going on in the chat. We've got a new bot, and he's really busy.
Nightbot is on it. I love Nightbot.
I don't know where Nightbot came from.
Adam left his Instagram link on Nightbot from his stream on Friday, so that looks like it's just going to keep appearing throughout the stream. So if you do want to follow Adam, one of the evangelists, his social media will come up throughout this stream, so you can go straight to it.
It's the only one
and if you want to follow any one of us, we've got ours on our on our below bits. But we've got some love in the chat for Jer already, some love and some congratulations, so that's awesome. Should we see who else we have for today's Videocast? Okay, so we have a returning guest, the optimistic Omar is here. Hey, Omar, how are you?
Hi there. I'm doing okay. I'm managing fine.
Good. There's a lot of positivity today from you guys. This is good. Are you looking forward to talk about? Go on.
This is the optimal stream for Omar. But this is perfect for Omar because we're talking about nostalgia and music, and Omar is a musician, so this is this is perfect.
That's amazing. Omar, what do you play?
There you go. Shh.
I play the guitar and I write music, so I pretty much do the whole production stuff by myself and do a lot of vocals and stuff like that as well.
Double tracking, triple tracking.
Triple maybe. I don't go crazy like some people. But when I saw the status, I saw that Jer posted a status about music and video games, I was like, that's it. That's me.
I'm in. Take me there. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see what kind of music and nostalgic bits and pieces you're going to show us today. However, it is time to introduce the new guest, somebody that we've never had on before. Everybody give a warm welcome to the awesome Alberto's in the house, everybody. What?
What's happening, you beautiful people? How are you?
Yay! How are you?
I'm fine actually.
Awesome.
Finally, I made it to come to a videocast.
Yes.
Jer was actually chasing me since months.
Long time.
Yeah.
Long time fan, first time guest.
Ooh, I like that.
I get Alberto on for a long time.
Oh, he's here. He's here. Firstly, I just want to shout out that mine and Jer's microphone looks like one continual tinsel dream. I really like it. Just going from one to the other. Really enjoying that. Secondly, Alberto, let us know who you are. So because you're a new guest, tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Yes. So I'm working as a Microsoft Master Trader for the Mediterranean area. So I'm responsible of Italy, Greece, Malta, and Cyprus. I've been working for Microsoft since 2015, and I'm coming from the glorious company of Nokia. So I'm a former Nokia guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I love airsoft. I love playing Xbox, and I'm a cool guy.
I was just about to say, just a genuine all-round cool dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. Thank you,
Thank
Omar.
you for inviting me.
Jer, I appreciate you too. And our union of tinsel.
Our tinsel union.
Our tinsel union. Tom Moses in the chat, everyone. He's
Hey,
okay.
Tom.
He's well. I thought he'd be playing Xbox, but seems to be watching. Seems to be taking note to see what's going on. What kind of?
He's on a bit of a break, I think. He finished Cyberpunk this weekend, didn't he?
Yes, I saw that, which I think is good going, really, for such a massive game.
50 hours he put in. 50 hours he put in.
Lots of hours.
Ridiculous.
So I'm gonna ask a question from that. I'd just like to know, just in one word or a couple of words, what game is everybody playing at the moment currently? Before we go into quickfire questions.
You want to go for it, Omar?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing Cyberpunk as well, which is why I'm impressed Tom was able to finish it.
I think he's got a lot to do around the outskirts and still exploring wise, but the story, I think he's just
He needs to go for the Nomad playthrough.
Ooh.
It's coming.
Awesome.
There you go, Tom.
What about you, Alberto? What are you playing currently?
I'm actually on Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yes.
Great game. I just after the first 8 hours of game, I was stuck in a huge bug of the game, so I had to restart from the beginning. But it's good. It's good.
Okay, that's good. As long as you're okay with that, then it's okay. Jer, what about you?
Guess what, Hannah?
You're not playing anything?
Guess.
Pez.
No, I'm playing Football
Oh, come
Manager.
on.
No.
Oh, come on.
Manager. I'm a
That's
PC
okay.
gamer now. I'm playing Football Manager.
Ooh.
Yay.
Doesn't really count as a PC game.
I feel like you've been playing Football Manager forever.
No, I had. Do you know what? I felt like Football Manager turned against me at 2015. I played it since I was a kid, and I was always reasonably good at it. And then all of a sudden, 2015 happened, and I was like, I don't understand. I can't get past Christmas without being fired. So I stopped playing it for years. And I picked up last year's one, played a little bit of it, and I've picked up this year's one now, and it's really good. Really, and it's coming to Xbox soon.
It is. Games that I can't get past. Theme Hospital for me, just on a whim. I used to always get fired all the time. But anyway, what am I playing at the moment? I hear you ask. Hello, Killer Rhino.
What are you playing at the moment, Hannah?
I'm playing between Omar and Alberto's games. So I'm on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which has a Yule festive update at the minute, which is awesome. And there's loads of Yuletide activities that you can do. And then I'm switching over to Cyberpunk and playing as V as well. So I've got the two on the go at the minute. And I'm loving life right now. I'm just going to say it's great. It's super great. But we're getting to know a little bit about each other here. So let's continue. We've had some games in the chat as well. So James is playing Shadowlands of the Azoria. What is Azure? I've never actually heard of that game before. So let's continue getting to know each other, and let's go into quick fire questions.
Azeroth.
Yeah, Azeroth.
Is that Azeroth?
Azeroth.
Shadowlands of Azeroth. I've never heard of that game.
Nor me, but it sounds good.
More detail, mate. More detail.
We're distracted. So Jer's getting a bit happy with the comments. So Anybody that sees these random comments flashing up and you can't read them quick enough, it's because Jer's in control, just to let everybody know. Oh, it's the World of Warcraft expansion. Awesome. Oh, cool. Hey to Tassin that's come in as well. So hi Tassin, hope you're well. Okay, guys, let's harness. Let's focus. Let's go. It's getting to know each other a little bit more. It's time for quick fire questions, and in this segment I will ask 5 different questions just to get to know you guys a little bit more. They're a bit of this and that questions. They're only little, they're quite cool. You'll enjoy them. Everybody in the chat, please put your answers in as well, and we will shout them out too. Killer Rhino, to answer your question, what are we speaking about? We're speaking about music and game soundtracks, and we will do that right after quick fire questions. But stay tuned for quick fire questions because they are happening now. Let's go in the order of, I'm going to go first, then Alberto, then Omar, then Jer.
Go for it.
Okay, cool. Question number 1. Resident Evil or Outlast? Outlast for me.
Resident Evil.
Outlast.
Resident Evil. It's a neither really, but Resident Evil.
It's neither for me because I don't like horror games.
Yeah,
Tom
I'm not
Mosley
a horror
straight
fan,
in there
no.
with Outlast. Killer Rhino straight in there with Resident Evil. Wookie Webster says Resi as well. Well, we'll split down the middle.
He's part of that Resident Evil cool community that they call it Resi.
The cool community.
The Resident Evil
wish
cool
I was
community.
cool. Question number 2. Question number 2. Among Us or Fall Guys? I'm going Among Us.
Among Us.
Fall Guys.
Jesus.
Fall Guys, because I haven't played Among Us yet.
They're both really fun. They're both.
These
really
are actually
fun
quick fire questions this week.
These are quick fire questions. Wait, there's some that
These
aren't
are actually quick
There's
this
always,
week.
there's always some that aren't quick fire questions. We've got Killer Rhino says neither. We've got Wookie Webster saying Fall Guys. Tom Mosley says Among Us. So we've got some different answers in the chat there. Cool. Question number 3 from quick fire questions. If you are on a mic, so if you're playing Xbox or PC or another console and you're playing online and you're on your microphone and you need to eat, okay? You need to eat something, you're getting a bit snacky. Do you mute your mic or do you just munch away and start eating so everyone can hear you? That's the question. Me personally, I just have a slurp and a snack. I don't care. What about you, Alberto?
I love mics.
So, do you mute your mic when you're eating or not?
Yeah, it depends. It depends. I love crackers. I don't know. I love crackers, by the way, especially when it comes to play a game because they are fast to heat and they're not making your desk not so much dirt. That's it. It's good stuff.
Interesting. Omar, how about you?
I mute my mic.
Of course you do. Of course.
I just don't want anybody to hear, like, I don't know, Doritos or something in their ear.
You're such a respectful human being.
I've gotten older.
He likes all my questions because you're respectful. You're a respectful human being. Jay, how about you?
I mute my microphone because I'm not a monster. I'm not a monster.
I am a monster.
I wear headphones. So if you're wearing headphones, Alberto, crackers, man. If you've got headphones on and someone starts eating crackers, it's just like static. It's like you gotta think of the people.
At the moment, I got headphones. At the moment.
At the moment. Okay. All right.
Amazing. Hello to Robert. Hello to Andrew Lee. And hello to Sabrina, who's coming as well.
Hey, Sabrina.
Hey, Sabrina.
Look at that. Andrew Lee.
It's Sabrina.
Hi. Please, guys, answer the questions. We've got 2 more quickfire questions to go. These 2 aren't that quickfire, but we'll see how we go. So this one takes a bit of thought. So our 4th quickfire question before we get into our topic today. Name a game that begins with the first letter of your name. For example, my name's Hannah, so I would say Hellblade. Oh, Alberto, can you think of a game?
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yes, of course. Amazing.
That's not fair. It's too easy. Name is A.
How
That's
about
crazy.
you?
I can't think of anything.
Omar, we've
just
literally just said one in one of the quickfire questions.
Horror game.
Scary game.
Outlast.
Yay!
I wanted to pick something better, but There's just not that many games with the word O in the start, with the letter O in the start.
Gears of War. Thank God I got there in the end. That was that hurt my head. That was it seems easy. You know, until somebody says, "What's your name?" You've got 5 seconds. What's your name? You're like, "Oh, I don't know my name. I don't know who I am."
Yeah, I want to go back and change my answer to Outer Worlds because that's a much better game.
Yes, amazing. Okay, that's cool. We've had Tekken from Tom, Resident Evil from Killer Rhino. We've had Tomb Raider from Thomas, Overwatch, Overcooked, and Onimusha from WikiWebster. Awesome. That was for you, Omar, I think.
Yep.
Wicked. So,
Thomas Peterson in the house 5. As well, folks.
Hey, Dom.
No. Question number 5. Fumph. It's our final quickfire question. And this will lead us nicely into the topic for today's videocast. Would you rather listen to, on repeat, the soundtrack to Doom Eternal, which is predominantly metal, or the soundtrack to Minecraft and the Minecraft nice little lake? Here's a lake. I'm in a nice little world music. Which would you rather listen to if you had to listen to it forever and ever on repeat? Mine would be the Doom Eternal soundtrack because, yeah.
You like metal?
It's a hardcore. It's fun metal there, and it's like
just fun metal.
Crazy. It's crazy. What about you, Alberto?
I would go for Doom Eternal because I need a good mood. I need to set my mood at the moment.
And Doom Eternal would help with that. Awesome.
Definitely.
Omar, how about you?
Yeah, probably go for Minecraft. It's just an incredible soundtrack as well, and I think it doesn't get enough credit. But for me, it's like I'm used to doing high energy stuff, even with low energy music, so it doesn't affect me as much. So that's a very pretty soundtrack. Minecraft is super underrated.
It is cute. It's really cute. Jay, how about you?
These are poles apart. These are because they're both on my list. I wrote a list of music and games, and they're both on the list. I kind of have to go with Doom because it's like the music for Doom dictates the tempo of your game, of how you play.
Yeah.
You can't play Doom Eternal and stroll around. The music just tells you to run. So it's Doom Eternal.
Awesome. So Killer Rhino said Minecraft. Wookie Webster says Minecraft. Oh, Wookie Webster says he's throwing Skyrim in there, throwing different answers out. It wasn't even in the question. We've had a few different bits on there. So thank you guys. Also, rip and tear, Wookie Webster says, which is the exact words that you need for Doom Eternal. And Andrew Lee, I'm going to say Andrew Lee because it says Andrew Lee, says Ori. Although he'd constantly be crying. Beautiful. We're going to talk more about music. We are. We're going to talk more. So, thank you for today's quick fire questions. Thank you so much, guys, for getting involved. Hello to the son of Jazzy. Hey, Jazzy. That says Mortal Kombat remix theme for Mortal Kombat 11 was the greatest for me. So, let's talk about nostalgic gaming. Jazzy, did you even know what I was going to say? Jazzy's literally just put so much nostalgia. So let's go into the beginning of what I want to talk about today. Let's talk nostalgia, guys. Let's talk about music that transports us to a different dimension. When you think of music in a game, what was the first game that you think, that bit of music was just amazing and it really, really resonates with me? Can you think of a game where the music meant a lot to you? And if you hear it now, if you hear a track now or a bit of a soundtrack now, it just transports you straight there. What do you think? Let's go Jer first, then Omar, then Alberto, then me. We go backwards.
I'm assuming there's going to be other questions related to music and games, is there?
We're just going to chat about it. We're going to do...
I don't take my shot now and miss it out.
We're going to do nostalgic first, and then we'll do new games afterwards. So let's go nostalgic first.
I had to make a list because the more I thought about this over the weekend, the more games kept popping into my head. And I was like, I better write these down because if I don't write them down, I'm going to forget. If I go way back, there's a piece of music that every time I hear it, I know exactly what game that is. And it's very iconic. It's very old, but it's also very modern. Tetris.
Aww.
The same one. I had the same one. Come on.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
You stop.
High fives all around. High fives all around.
Now it's the time to talk about Tetris. Let's go.
It's just, you hear that and you go,
Do you want it? Do you want it on?
Yeah.
I can play it.
We won't because of copyright strikes, but we won't.
And now our stream's just been taken off the air. Thank you, Albert.
No, less than 5 seconds, we're okay. Less than 5 seconds, we're
Yay.
okay. Yeah. Tetris is probably one of the most iconic game musics. But I was trying to think of games when I was young. Like there's modern games that. Oh God, my stream is now playing Tetris at me. That came out of nowhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, so Tetris was one. Then I was thinking back of like I had a NES was my first real console. So Super Mario, again you hear it like do 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 do. You're like, yeah.
Oh
Mario.
yeah. It just automatically puts a smile on your face.
Yeah. And then with that there was Sonic was automatically thrown in there as well. But again, another piece of news that said you need to run somewhere. The second you heard it, it was like, right, okay, stuff's getting real now. The tempo's gone up. Let's get. My phone won't stop talking. There we go. Yeah, so they were the few ones. I have a sneaky one. That's not technically game music, but it is connected to a game.
Okay.
Well, am I allowed that?
Yeah, it's music.
Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, okay.
And the single best soundtrack to come with any game, because they gave you the CD with the game, was Killer Instinct.
That's insane. As if you got the CD with the game. That's nuts.
Got a CD with it. Because the soundtrack was
awesome.
Banging. It was amazing. That's my list. Well, I got loads more on my list, but I don't want to say ones that are obvious other people will say. So
there's been a few put into chat as well. There's been loads. There's been loads. We've got Super Mario Brothers Killer Rhino is agreeing with you there, Jer. We've got Tom Mosley that says Gears of War, Mad World. Can't listen to it without a tear going into his eye.
Because dumb, right, Tom?
Yeah.
We've got Wiki Webster saying about Red Dead Redemption 1 and the song played when they're first going into Mexico. It's really cool thinking about the music that kind of resonates with people, because sometimes it's the happy music, like Jared said, or sometimes it is the sad music, but there's just so many. Okay, I'll go back into chat in a minute. Omar, how about you? Hit us with some nostalgic games and the music that resonates with you.
Well, this is a weird story because like I think I first heard my most favorite artist of all time in a game, and this was like a racing game that was set in the grunge universe, like with the grunge culture, and very Seattle, very 90s music, and the game was called Road Rash. I don't know if anybody played it.
Oh my god, I remember that. That was amazing.
And like I first heard when the game just opens up, it's all about the music. There's like such deep focus on music, and my all-time favorite band, Soundgarden, had a song in that intro, and that always just stuck with me. And I was like, I think I was 5 or 6 when I first played that game, and I heard like the lyrics. And now I'm closer to my 30s, and I can actually it's still like my favorite of all time sort of music. So it always kind of stuck with me. Maybe that's why. But that was Road Rash, and I really liked it. I was gonna say Tetris as well, because there's this amazing thing that Tetris did that it's still doing till today. It was sort of like a mix of visual and audible. So whenever they change up the level and change up all the lights and make them, very purple and hazy, and the artistic flair that they had even back then for the music and the visuals changing together, it's just something that always stuck out to me. So it was really, really cool. And I mean, apart from that, I think there were a couple of Game Boy Advance games. I spent a long time on Game Boy Advance, and I was, I think maybe some of the Pokemon games had really, really good music. Like when somebody who hasn't played Pokemon is just going to be like, oh, it's not a big deal. But if somebody has played it, they'll know that music is incredibly deep. And it's not really the complexity of it that dictated how beautiful it was, So probably some of those games. But yeah, Road Rash is probably my number one, because it's still something that persists to this day.
Amazing. Oh, it's cool. I love getting
Road Rash.
Awesome.
I think I played Road Rash in a community center as part of a youth club when I was about 10 or 11.
Wow.
And I think it was on an Amstrad, or it was maybe a Master System or a Mega Drive. And it was, I put Andy's comment up there because he says, grab the club, because if you had the weapon, you were laughing. That was a great game and great soundtrack.
Awesome. Hey to John Pinnock that's just jumped in as well. Hey John, let's get nostalgic and talk about games. Awesome. So Alberto, what
So-
games come to mind for you?
I spent a lot of time with the Game Boy. I think it was my first gaming platform. So I will go for Tetris first and Speedy Gonzales.
Wow.
Both on Game Boy. But when it comes to music and original soundtrack, I would like to sing you something.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's go. I'm in.
Please, what a treat. Why haven't we had Alberto on before? Go on, Alberto.
Halo.
It's Halo.
Yes.
Come
Do
on.
you remember the first time you heard that?
Yes. I was at
When?
my friend's house on Christmas,
Hmm.
and I just skipped the Christmas lunch just for going playing Halo the first time.
I remember I was working for a company called GameStop, and I was a manager, and we were in Denmark for their conference, and Xbox came in to do their session, and they had a big screen up, and we sat down, and it was in like a go-kart place. So they had booked out this whole place, huge screen. And then all you heard was that music just kicking in slowly, and then you saw the screen start to fade, and everybody lost their marbles when they saw it. It was just amazing. I think it was 360 was the first time I saw it. The first Halo game I played was 360, and that was just, now it's iconic.
Tom has said something amazing, and so has Jazzy. Tom said you can't talk game soundtracks without talking Halo, and all gamers know the theme song even if they haven't played the game. And I think that's very, very true. Followed up by Jazzy, who said singing that with all the boys in school toilets because the echo was great. And I thought, I know for a fact that it was one of those things that people would sing at school. They'd sing the Halo theme, and they'd sing, which is awesome. There's a lot of
Who got to have the
things.
friend? Who got to have the friend that got to do the bit the dun 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 dun. I wanted to be that bloke, but I always end up going, oh, then there was whoever could get in early.
You're like the designated falsetto of the group.
That was unfortunately,
sense.
yeah. And I was like, I want to do the dun bit. And they're like, no, do the ha bit. Okay.
Good.
Some great
times.
shouts in the chat.
Yeah,
Some
there
really
is,
good stuff.
There is.
There was
Guru
one
asks,
there that I saw that I have
Games
to put
Guru
this
asks,
up
is
there.
360 classed as retro now? I
Yes,
think it does.
100%.
Jazzy, again, the Sims original building and buy music was also amazing for the time, so calming. It's something I still hear in my mind. I can still hear it, definitely. And sometimes
one of those
you
pieces of
watch
music
an
that's time and
advert and it
place.
sounds.
Yeah.
Sometimes you watch an advert and it sounds very similar to the Sims music, and it's immediately like takes you back there to the Sims, which is crazy.
It's one of those game soundtracks that it has a time and a place that you can literally go, I remember when I heard that. I remember how old I was when I heard that. It's literally bookmarked that moment from my pre-teens or early teens.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's so long ago.
We're on the retro train. Anything else from you, Alberto? Or was that your...
No, I think that all the original soundtracks that are up in my mind are these three. Yeah, we have you can remember tons of them, especially if you love playing games. And soundtrack really set the game and set the mood of the game. So
yeah, 100%. It gets you in the right mindset as well. I think the music does. John Pinnock says World of Warcraft has some absolute tunes. You know where you are just by the iconic music. You can identify what faction people play by their reactions to certain music. That's awesome. And sometimes when games do change the music, when an enemy comes and the music changes and you know exactly what's happening and you need to change your just atmosphere and you need to change your approach to stuff. Music's cool, man. Music's awesome. I'll take you to mine though. I'll take you to my bits from back in the day. So I think the first one that really, really struck with me when I was thinking about it was GTA. It was definitely Grand Theft Auto because of the different radio stations that you can get. So this is it's not music that's made specifically for the game. It was music that was already out there and it allowed you to look at different genres of music, because there was that many radio stations, and I'm thinking particularly of San Andreas.
Yes.
And I absolutely love so the different radio stations. I think somebody mentioned San Andreas in chat earlier. The different radio stations there was rock radio, there was country, there was hip hop and R&B.
This is Radio Los Santos.
Yes, Radio Los Santos. Yes.
There was the chat radio was hilarious.
Oh, it was amazing.
Oh,
it was so funny. It was so
best.
funny because it's so sadistic, and it was such like it was just taking the mick out of different radio times. Yeah, it was just really really cool.
Really good.
So get the music that I can think of. So a lot of Dr. Dre, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, some really cool like Ice Cube, some really cool songs on like when I was in the city, I was in Los Santos and I was driving around. And then when you get into like the country, I remember flying a plane and I remember Lynyrd Skynyrd coming on Freebird.
Oh, what a tune.
If it's there here tomorrow, would you still remember me? That one. And I remember just coming out of this like huge, crazy police chase and then getting in the plane and then Lynyrd Skynyrd just starting, and it's a long song. This is like a 7-minute song. It's long, and just being in the air and just thinking that I'm as free as a bird now. Which are the lyrics? Yeah. And I like thinking about it makes me cheese. It makes me smile so much because it was such a cool experience. And I think without those little bits of music, the game wouldn't be the games that we love. And there's also like slow ride, Fog Heart, great song. There was Barracuda. There was
what a tune.
Barracuda, and they're all songs that were on
Rockstar,
Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero.
Yeah, so it kind of spans the different genres there. But that's my kind of take it easy. Yes, that's where I am, and it makes me really excited to think about it. So there's the nostalgia point. And I guess it's just talking about as well what games we play now that has that same kind of effect. Are there any games like on Game Pass or any games that are new that give you that kind of same effect and the same immersion, the same excitement? Or for you guys, is it games from the past? What do you think?
When it comes to Game Pass, the first game with the best soundtrack, it's a game that actually you can stop moving and just listening to the music. It's Ori.
Yes, that's what Andy Lee put in the chat earlier. Ori it's a stunning game with a stunning soundtrack, and it's beautiful.
I love the piano parts.
How does it make you feel, Alberto? Give us some words.
So it's relaxing. It's calming.
It's awesome. Have you played them all? Have you played all the Ori games?
I played both, Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Mm-hmm. I just make play and learn because I have no time for play though in the entire length. But yes, I love them. I love the idea. I don't like platforms.
Yeah. It's hard not to like Ori though, even if you don't like platforms, because I'm the same. I don't go into a game and think this is a platform. I want to play this game because it's a side scroller or a platform game. But Ori, you just can't help but really enjoy it. It's awesome.
Rich has put an interesting one in chat as well. Final Fantasy, and it was there was two games that I was thinking of the whole time, but then I remember going Zelda had amazing soundtracks, Final Fantasy, but then when I was trying to think of a tune that was in each of the games, I couldn't remember them. But I remember them being great, but I just couldn't remember them now. But they were stacked with stuff as well.
And I guess what I'll ask you, Jer, as well. What is it about the music for you? Is it as important as the game, or just does it get that little bit extra to have music in the game, or is it the thing that you remember more than the game? What is it? How does it compare with the actual gameplay itself for you?
I think music is so important in everything. A good movie with a good soundtrack can set the tone. A game is exactly the same. Games are, in my opinion, a good game is essentially a movie. It's if the story is right, if the music is right, if the tone is set. music can dictate how you feel. Like even going back to something as basic as Tetris, when you got 3/4 of the way up that box and you was filling up pretty quickly, the music started to speed up, and you cannot stay calm when the music is going really fast. You start to panic then, and then the whole thing starts to fall apart, and you end up losing the level. Same with Doom Eternal. If the game is set, great example of it, Cuphead, right? 1930s
Fast-paced.
music. There are one or two tracks in that just take off and set the tone of what doesn't appear to be that tricky a level, but all of a sudden the music makes the level very tricky. So music can set a flavor, a tone, a mood, can anchor a point in your life in a game. And like you going back to old games and talk about Halo, these are iconic tracks that set that game apart from everything else that was out there at the time.
Omar, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm changing stuff a bit. I'm going directly. Omar, as a musician yourself, how do you feel about game music? Do you have a greater appreciation for it because you're a musician? And would you ever make game music? Is that something that you'd like to do? Talk to me.
That's another one of your interesting questions. Yeah, it's incredibly important. Like, just to echo a little bit about what Jer was saying, music is really the mood setter for pretty much everything, right? So one of the things that I look at as a musician a lot is I don't just create music. Like a few years ago, I actually started to also create amateur music videos, and the visual was really important to me. And I really started to think about, movies and, scores and stuff like that, because I have some friends who score music in movies. And I just started to realize how gaming is pretty much the best medium in the world. Like, I find it to, this is just my opinion, but I find it to be better than movies. And the reason I thought that was because just the amount of how big a range and how dynamic music can really be inside a game, and how many different moods and different things that it can represent, right? So, yeah, first off, I'd be super happy to write music for a game because I love writing music. And there are some games that have been so good to me in terms of the music that I ended up covering those songs. Like there was there's Metro Last Light is one of the games that just has incredible music and incredible atmosphere. And when I started to actually play that, on my guitar, started to learn how to strum it and play it, it would just take me back to the tunnels of the Metro system and being in that mood where on one side you're so comfortable, but on the other side, if you're out of the home Metro tunnels and you're outside in the strange, in the wasteland, you just feel so scared. And it kind of just summed it all up for me. It would give me goosebumps whenever I'd play that song. So, yeah, it's incredibly important. And I feel like there are games that really take it to the next level, right? So we were talking about nostalgia, and there's a lot of great music there, but there's a game that just came out that I think has the best soundtrack of all time. I think that Cyberpunk, for me, from an all-up perspective in terms of the range, how the firefights feel, how, when you're going for a stealth approach and all these things, it just has incredible music. And it's just my opinion, but they have like a mix of so many things, and it's just such a deep system. And I was looking at reviews for the game as well, and a lot of people did echo that same sentiment, so it was very cool to see that. Another game I'd like to mention is probably Skyrim, because Skyrim has an incredible soundtrack as well. And it's just, it was one of the first games where I was out in the open and I noticed like this ambient music just playing in the background, and it just went so well with it. A lot of games don't do that. Like they don't even bother to have like ambient music, but the fact that it had it really made me appreciate it. And I think maybe RPGs have been better for me musically, like from a musician's perspective. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, there's so many games. It's just so hard to actually pick one or two,
It is. And there's going to be some that we don't even cover. I know for a fact. I think I put like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on the thumbnail for this because it was like Rage Against the Machine and some really old like punk pop style songs in that. But talking about RPGs, I'll just jump in here. Talking about Cyberpunk and CD Projekt Red, The Witcher 3 soundtrack is phenomenal. And it's one of those soundtracks that I like to do a bit of writing here and there. Like I'm not a writer, but I like to do a bit of writing. And whenever I want to write, I'll stick the Witcher 3 soundtrack on, and because there's so many different songs. There's songs where it's a fighting song. There's a song where it's to do with magic. There's a song where they're in the pub and they're like cheering and stuff. And there's a song where you just explore it. And there's also what's happening in the game when you just listen to the song, because you can envision where you were with Geralt at that time. And
do you know the part with, so you spent a lot of time in that game in Velen, like in that area. The music in Velen, like just as you're going through these destroyed villages and these battlescapes, it's just incredible. Amazing ambient music.
It is. It's phenomenal. It is. I'm feeling nostalgic.
There's a thing. Play games now.
Yeah. Let's play games. There's a thing with music as well, and this is I'm a big music fan. I love musicals. I love good music in it. And one of the things is music gets a physical reaction from the body. There's not many things outside of physical contact that get a reaction from your body physically. So if you get music can literally make the hair on your arm stand up, or as Omar and Alberta both said, you can get goosebumps right up your arm, hair on the back of your neck stand up. If it's the right music at the right moment, your whole body reacts to it, and that's incredible. And I think John said it. No, it was John said it about Bethesda. John said it there. They nail the music in their games. You can see there's a lot of thought. There's a lot of thought. But even think back to Street Fighter games. Like there was levels I loved in Street Fighter because of the music of that level. Like Guile's theme was incredible. So there's tons of them like that.
There is. Hey Alberto, you're playing Valhalla. What do you think of Assassin's Creed soundtracks?
So I really love when it comes to music on during fights on Valhalla, because you have drum rolls. And basically
there's chants as well. You can hear the chants. It's so cool.
And I really love this song when you're on the boat, on the Dakar.
Yes.
And I'm so curious about skipping all the songs, because basically you have a predetermined playlist, and I'm really curious to know what are all the songs about that you can play on the boat.
Did you play Black Flag, Alberto?
Yeah.
So do you remember the shanties?
Definitely.
Shanties. I love the shanties as well for Assassin's Creed Black Flag. There's some really good ones. And
it's amazing because they made you chase down the shanties so your sailors could know more songs. Like that was really nice.
And there are actual songs that would have been sung at that time as well. There's been a lot of effort and research gone into them. And if you do research into the sea shanties, they are sailor-made songs. So it's really cute. Yeah. I'm feeling really nostalgic. I love stuff like this. So let's do a quick look at games now that we're playing. So Alberto mentioned Ori on Game Pass. Is there any of the games from you guys that have a great soundtrack that's available now? Maybe it's on Game Pass now that you're playing now, or that are coming in the future and you think, for example, Avowed, which is coming, I think will have an awesome soundtrack. I can't wait to see what kind of music comes from Avowed. How about you, Jer?
I think Fable's going to have an awesome soundtrack. And Rich is in chat, so I'm waiting for Rich to come in with what's a Fable. One of my favorite games of all time, and I cannot wait for the soundtrack of the game. It's going to be a beautifully built game because Playground are making it, and it's going to be a beautiful soundtrack to it because, again, Playground are making it. I don't think Forza Horizon's got enough love for music either.
I don't think FIFA has either. FIFA. Oh my god, FIFA!
Let's go back in time again with FIFA. FIFA
which is like not sticking at the time.
I know, yeah. Well, there is. I'll tell you what. I'll caveat it. I'll flip it, right?
Okay.
So, FIFA currently, the recent FIFA games have a habit of launching a music title that is not yet in the mainstream. And they can become, so about 6 to 8 months after a FIFA title is launched, you will hear at least one of the tracks from that game hit the mainstream big and become a really, really big title. So a game has the ability to get an underground talent and really rocket them into mainstream, right? That's the first. Now, before it didn't used to do that, it used to do it the other way around. It used to take mainstreams. And the one that always sticks in my head, my friends would be the same, is FIFA World Cup. There you go. But what's a Fable? Thanks, Rich. Welcome to the party. He's such a hater. He hates Fable.
Why do you hate Fable?
the game that sticks in the head is it was a World Cup edition of FIFA, and it was FIFA 98, and it was Song 2 by Blur.
Oh, what a
And
song.
it was just an absolute banger of a song. But the whole game opened with that. The EA Sports logo appeared, spun around, and you're just it was a bang straight in. And it was brilliant. So FIFA's kind of straddled the fence on both ends, where it's gone mainstream music for a long period of time to now being a catalyst to launch mainstream music.
And it's been a lot of different genres of music as well. I mean, FIFA 05, I will always shout out FIFA 05, Dundee United, what? And I remember listening to what was it? Take Your Mama by the Scissor Sisters.
Scissor Sisters, yeah.
Which was, and it was did it, and it started, and I was like, getting all the players ready and stuff. And now when I still hear Scissor Sisters, I think FIFA 05 is just nuts.
Do you remember Chumbawamba?
Chumbawamba, yeah.
I get knocked down, but I get
where
up again.
We say,
that's the one. That's good. That was a big.
Where we say, I don't remember the words at the moment, but yes.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. Yeah, they're going to keep me down. Yeah,
that was wicked. Knocked down.
That's the one. That was amazing. So they've kind of always done that job really, really well. So yeah, FIFA's been great for mainstream music.
So let's look at FIFA 2021 and see what kind of music we can get there.
Yeah, EA does so much great stuff with music. Like there's a game that they've got which has the music in the title, and every time you play it, I don't know if you guys have played it, but if you played Burnout Paradise, it's just consistently just the Paradise City song by Guns N' Roses. It's the place.
How do we miss Burnout? How do we not get that in earlier?
There's loads.
That's a great game.
Because there's too many good games.
They need to remake it. I want to remake it.
Is there any games you're looking forward to that you think will have a good soundtrack in the future?
There's quite a few, but one of the main ones that I'm looking forward to is also Avowed, because I figured that
you're an RPG lover.
Well, Obsidian's amazing. I feel like Obsidian is one of the most underrated studios in the world. And when they managed to get that game done, and when we saw the trailer with that with this little very super RPG style thing, huge world, and it just makes you think like the soundtrack's definitely going to be really, really good. And honestly, it's just a tough time to wait, because there's just so many good things coming.
Yeah.
Also, another one just pops to my head, Brutal Legend, of course, with all those good rock anthems. Black Sabbath, just it's all in my mind. Alberto, how about you? Are there any games that you're looking forward to in the future for their soundtracks as well that will have good music?
So, I'm expecting so much from Halo Infinite.
Yeah, of course.
I really can't wait to know what the soundtrack will be like.
Agree. Itchy feet for that one.
It's a classic. Yeah. You have to play it. You have, and you must.
You heard it here first, guys. Alberto says you have to.
If you've got an Xbox and you're not playing Halo, why have you got an Xbox?
Yeah, but you can play Halo on a PC. And if you don't have a PC nor an Xbox, you can have an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and you can play on your smartphone and tablet.
Yes, you can. Cloud gaming is here, so you can listen to the Halo Infinite soundtrack via cloud gaming. No excuses, says Alberto. Amazing. Well, I've really enjoyed that. Okay, one more thing before we finish. One game. Shout out one game from each of you that when you think game music that resonates with you. If you've said it already, that's okay, but just give us the one game. For me, it's GTA San Andreas. What's yours, Jer?
Pick one. I'm gonna go Tetris.
Omar.
Metro Last Light.
Alberto.
Halo Combat Evolved.
Oh, nice.
Amazing. Skyrim from Wookie Webster.
Skyrim was on my list. So many people have mentioned Skyrim as well.
Yeah,
Again, Bethesda, but yeah.
It's awesome. This I get like from your modern day streaming services. Sometimes they create playlists for you depending on like what you listen to, and you get like, here's a mix for today and here's a mix. And I get one and it is pure game soundtracks, and it's Skyrim and The Witcher 3 and some like Lord of the Rings stuff in there as well. And that's like one of my go-to soundtracks, which is awesome. John Pinnock says Halo 2. Rich says Gears of War. Games Guru said, Jared, what are you doing? Games Guru says Kingdom's Fabula has an amazing set of themes. Awesome. Well, guys, that was amazing. And we've kept it to pretty much an hour. I can't thank you. What? Have you got another one?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, of course.
We have a nice one in the chat. That is not an Xbox related, but I think it's still awesome today. That is Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah. Agree.
Need for Speed Underground.
Need for Speed Underground.
When I say Need for Speed Underground, like a lot of people are going.
It's so hard not to.
The chat is blowing up with different titles.
Dance Dance Revolution as well, of course. I mean,
this is awesome.
Pac-Man's got a nice little tone that comes. It's like there's that iconic music.
Mass Effect.
Yes.
Don't start Tom off in the chat. He'll
Now
start
I'm just
swearing.
thinking my mind's racing. So many. I mean, I'm playing Plants vs Zombies again at the minute, and just that dun 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 that happens at the beginning, and it's just in my head forever, and it's amazing. It's great. I don't know who I'd love to meet people that create game music because it has to be iconic, and you have to do something that's different. And I just think it's such a skill. We need to tear ourselves away.
We do.
Everyone's getting excited. Sonic from Jamie Maxwell. Guitar Hero 3 from James. Wookie Webster can play the Plants vs Zombies theme on piano. I'd like to play it on guitar. That's what I need to do. I need to learn that. Definitely. But thank you, Alberto and Omar, for being here. I hope you enjoyed the game-esque soundtrack, music, radio, station talk that we've had. And thank you, Jer, for your last live stream as part of the UK Island Evangelist team. You're the best, and I'm sure we'll see you around on other things. And thank you for being here and doing quickfire questions and for listening to me talk about stuff. Now, what's Tom said? Jer, you can read out what Tom said.
Tom said, I met the head composer of Rare, which is incredible. It is incredible.
Awesome.
One of my favorite game studios. So many memories from Rare games. Loved them.
And Sea of Thieves, the music of Sea of Thieves, and being able to do the music and do the. I need to stop. We're going now. Okay,
Hannah,
we're going.
We managed to get through a whole video cast without me mentioning GTA 6 not being out yet. So just I bring that up.
So we're gonna go now. So before Jess starts to Red Dead Redemption, didn't even talk about Red Dead Redemption 2 and the song May I Stand Unshaken when you're on the horse and you've just come back from the doctors.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my god.
I just got goosebumps. Like when I think about that song, I just get goosebumps.
Yes.
It's just
this is the thing.
That game.
God. Isn't it
such
unreal?
an emotional connection.
Oh, tell me about it. Oh, okay. Let's go. We need to go now. But yeah, May I Stand Unshaken. Amazing game. Bye, everyone. Thanks
Bye.
Thanks so much. Play some good games. Listen to some good music.
Bye, people. Bye.
Bye, guys.